What's going on, you guys? It's your man James, aka JP, back again with another toy room review. And you guys can obviously tell that I love RGB. I love LED lights and just different lights to set the mood, or just to have something cool going on in the background. And when Nooie reached out to me and asked me if I wanted to review their LED smart bulbs, well, I definitely had to go ahead and take them up on that opportunity. So that's what we're going to be taking a look at today. I will have a link in the description if you do want to purchase these, and they are working on getting me a promo code to save you guys. I believe it's like 10 or 15% off. Now for a 2-pack, it is $34.99, and for a 4-pack, it's $59.99. So you actually save a little bit of money if you do go with the 4-pack. But let's go ahead and get into a review of this. We'll set one up. Obviously, I have one set up behind me, but I'll set up a brand new one that I haven't set up yet and kind of show you guys what that process is like. But first, let's take a look at the packaging. So right here on the front, you can see it says Nooie, and you have like a little image of the bulb kind of embossed right there, which is very, very nice, done like a glossy finish. And you can see it is 800 lumens of brightness, which is very, very bright, much brighter than the bulbs I had before. Then coming to this side, this is actually very, very important. It only works on a 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi connection. Now my internet connection is actually both 2.4 and a 5 gigahertz connection, and I had to go through some leaps and hurdles in order to get these to work. I actually had to go into my router settings through my phone, and then go into my phone settings inside of the router and disable the 5 gigahertz and only have it running on the 2 gigahertz. It was a very complicated process, and it actually took me a little while to find out, and that is probably my biggest gripe with these. You know, me, I'm pretty versed in like technology, so I was able to figure it out, but even me, who pretty much knows what he's doing, it took a little while for me to figure out. Now for the average consumer, they're probably not going to know how to do that, or even know what a 2.4 versus a 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi connection is. So that's right off the bat my biggest gripe, is that it only runs on 2.4, and if you don't know what you're doing or how to set it up, the setup can be pretty difficult. So just keep that in mind. You do need a 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi connection. So some other stuff here, you got app control, schedule and timer, voice control, energy saving, 16 million vibrant colors. I don't know how accurate that is or not, but easily dimmable, and light recipes, so you can get a nice look at that right there. And one little feature that I actually really like is right here on the back, you have the lighting facts, and the same way food would have the nutrition facts on the back. I think that is a really nice touch. We've seen those on a couple of LEDs before, but I always love seeing that. On the side, you get that same logo. On the back, you get some of the voltage settings and specs right there, and then on top you got Nooie. So then once we have, and I do like how the box is just kind of very minimalistic. It's just a brown box, white letters and designs all over, so I do like that minimalistic look to it. So going ahead and opening the flap up, boom boom, you're greeted with really like a very minimal user start guide that just tells you to download the app for further instructions. So we can get that and throw that out of the way. And then you're greeted with the actual light bulbs right here. Like I said, I have some of them set up already, but we'll take a look at this one here. And I will say right off the bat, these feel very high quality. They feel nice and hefty. Some of the other ones I have feel very lightweight, especially that $12 one that I got from Walmart, which is the one that I always use behind me. But this is the new Nooie ones that I have set up. But these feel very nice, quality, hefty. They don't feel generic or plain or anything like that. I like how it has these kind of ridges right here. It kind of gives it almost like a gradient effect in the plastic. It looks like it's changing colors. But yeah, this is just very, very nice. Very high quality feeling light bulb right here. And I mean, the top is basic, but just the heft to it and the weight definitely makes it feel like something of high quality. So that is it for the packaging. So now what I'm gonna do is actually turn the camera around, or actually I'll get behind the camera and show you guys the setup of one of these bulbs. I have not set this one up yet, so we are gonna go ahead and do that, and I'll see you guys in a second. First thing we're gonna have to do, obviously, is take the bulb and put it into our lighting source, which in my case is this fixture right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and screw that in like so. Okay, so before we even enter the pairing mode, I have to basically show you guys what I was talking about with the Wi-Fi settings. So for me, I'm gonna have to go into my Wi-Fi settings. I'm gonna go to my internet, which is right here, and click the settings on that. and then I have to wait a few seconds for it to pop up. There it is, manage router. So we're going to go to manage router, and now that's going to bring me to my internet settings, and I'm not going to show any of that on camera because obviously privacy and whatnot, but I have to go and disable my 5 gigahertz connection, so let me do that real quick. Once that is done, you're going to want to download the Nooie Home app. I already do have it installed, and make sure your location is turned on. It just makes it easier in the setup process. So you're going to click the Nooie Home app. That's going to bring this up right here. And then, okay, so you can see some of the stuff I have already, but we are going to want to add a new one. So we're going to go right here to add. We are going to add a device. We're going to add a smart light. And boom. So right now the blue light is not flashing. As you guys can see, it's not even turned on. So in order to get it into the pairing mode, you're going to have to turn it on and off a handful of times until it actually does get into the pairing mode. So we're going to go ahead and do that right now. There we go. So the blue light is flashing. So now we're going to go ahead and go back. And again, you're going to want to make sure that you are on the 2.4 gigahertz connection. Otherwise, this will not work. But you're going to go to the blue flashing light. And I have my Wi-Fi info that I'm going to block there. But I'm going to click next. And now it goes into pairing mode. And now you just have to wait. As you can see, the blue light did stop flashing. So the pairing is almost complete. But until it says pairing successful up here, you're going to want to just stay on the screen. Okay, so it says pairing successful. So now we can go back, and it is going to be this one up here for me. And then now the light is on, and I can control it with my phone. Now I do have this one kind of like glitch every time that I set it up, where when I first set the light up, like nothing happens. I can do these settings and it kind of hits this loading screen right here, and it's doing some sort of firmware update that after like about a minute or so it'll give you a notification that it's done, but like it doesn't really notify you that it's doing it. So you may think something's wrong or whatever, but you kind of just have to give it about a minute and then you'll see the notification come through. But until that, you can't actually do anything, and it kind of just stuck in this frozen position right here, which I don't really like. It just makes the setup all that much more difficult because you don't really know what's going on. You don't have any notification or any sign as to what's happening. You just get stuck on this loading screen. Most people might actually give up at this point because they think, you know, it just doesn't work or whatever. And it's taken a little longer than it took yesterday to set it up. So once that firmware update is done, and actually I just got the notification, let me clear these out of the way. But you can see it says firmware updated. Let's see if we can focus right there. So now whatever I do on the light will get affected here. So that is very nice. The other thing is it's not always instantaneous. As you can see, like sometimes it is, but that first time I did it, it wasn't instantaneous. There is a little bit of a lag on what you do on the phone and what happens in real life, which is also kind of unfortunate. But you have that there, so you got a whole bunch of different colors. And my biggest gripe, I think I would say, is that for some reason this can't get red down. As you can see, we are clearly on red right here, and I'll even go a little bit more up. We're on red, and it does pink, it does orange, but it doesn't really do any sort of red for some reason. And the only way that I've found to get red to work is doing it through the voice control of Google Home or Alexa, which I'll show off in a little bit. But as you can see, you know, it's very simple. You just drag around. You can turn the brightness all the way up. You can turn it down. You can turn the saturation up and down. And I'll get a close-up of this in a little bit, but as you can see right there. Or you can just go to the straight white settings, and you have like full white, you have yellow, you have a mix of all of those right there. You can change the saturation and whatnot. But let me go ahead and get back in front of the camera and show you guys some of the other features. So I actually kept my studio lights off just for the purpose of showing off the brightness of the light. So these lights, I will say, are very, very bright. I mean, they are extremely bright, and I'll show that off here. So this is full brightness, and then that's dimming it, and that is as low as it can go right there. So even at the low setting, it's still very, very bright, and these things light up the entire room, which is just crazy, and that's awesome. But I'm going to turn it back to full brightness for right now. As you can see, we are in the white mode, and this is bright white, which I love. My other smart LED bulbs did not have that. The brightest they went was kind of this yellow tone, which I do not like that at all. I love the bright white, so that is a big, big plus for me. I really, really do like that. But now getting to the actual colors right here, we'll go ahead and change the colors. And as you guys can see that I was talking about, for some reason, it cannot render red for whatever reason, I don't know. But as you can see right there, I have it on red and it's doing pink. So that is very, very bothersome because you guys know I love to use red lighting as well as blue and purple, but I love to use red and for some reason it just can't do it. All the other colors work fine. This is yellow, this is green, obviously. We got like an aqua, we have another shade of aqua, we have blue, darker blue, purples going on here, and again you can change the contrast of all of that. You can change the brightness of all of that as well. So very, very fun stuff right there. So, you know, overall, other than the fact that you need the 2.4 gigahertz connection and that the setup is a little difficult, not really clear, and the fact that it can't do red, those are my 3 biggest issues with it. Other than that, I think these are really, really great lights. I really love them. They feel high quality. They're extremely bright. They have the bright white settings as well. So I cannot recommend these lights enough if you can get past some of those early setup issues that I just turned my studio lights back on. So now actually going over to show you guys a few other things that you can do with it. You have different themes right here, and to me these are on all smart LEDs and they're really just a gimmick, but you can have like a natural theme and it just sets the color to like a natural light. You can have a romantic theme, it changes it to purple. You can have a floating theme and it kind of does this pulsating effect, kind of like you're a boat just kind of floating, you know, on the top of a wave is what that's supposed to represent. You have a playful theme, which I really don't know what that's supposed to be. It's just purple. A calm theme, which does, yeah, it just does that. So I don't know, the themes to me don't really do it for me, so I'm actually going to turn them off. We'll just go back to blue. Another thing you can do is you can schedule the lights to turn on or off whenever you would like, so you can see that right there. If you always come home at the same time of day, you can have them scheduled to turn on, or if you always leave home at the same time of day, you can have them scheduled to turn off. So that's really nice. That's a feature that I do like as well. And obviously I mentioned before the use with Google Home or Alexa or any of your other voice assistant apps. This will work with it. I personally have a Google Home. I set it up. The setup was very simple and it works very flawlessly, as you'll see here. Hey Google, turn off the smart bulb. You can see, turned off behind me. Hey Google. Hey Google. Turn on the smart bulb.
Sure, turning smart bulb on.
Hey Google. Dim smart bulb to 50% brightness.
Okay,
see? Works perfect. Hey. And I'll show you guys what I was talking about with the red. So I couldn't get it to do red before. Hey Google. Change smart bulb to red. See, it's coming off a little orange on camera, but it is red in person. This is the only way that I can get red to work. I'm not sure why that is. I don't know what glitch is involved with that, but yeah, it is red right now, and like I said, I don't know why I can't physically do it in the app, but most of the time I'm going to be using my Google Home to control it anyways, so that is good. Now, like I said, they did send me a 4-pack, so I have one of them set up here. I actually have one of them set up in the ceiling fan in my room, and that completely changes the color of the entire room, which is just, it's absolutely crazy because I said these things are so bright. So I'm gonna have some b-roll going of last night when I was in the room. I had the light bulb on blue and the entire room was just lit up blue. It was absolutely crazy because again, these things are just so bright, and obviously it's not coming up as bright as it can be pushed up against the wall, but the further back away from the wall that I would have it, the more that it would actually illuminate and shine on everything, which is why the ceiling fan basically kind of lit up the entirety of the room. And I'll kind of see if I can get that vibe right now by turning this off and changing the ceiling fan light. Now keep in mind it is daytime, so there is daylight coming in or whatever, so it's not going to be as effective as it would be in nighttime, but let's give it a try. Hey Google, change the fan to blue. So yeah, you guys can see there, I mean, the whole room is basically completely lit up in blue, and keep in mind, it is daytime outside, so at nighttime, it's like 10 times what it is right now, so that is just absolutely crazy. Hey Google, change the fan to bright white. Okay, so we are back to normal. Let's go ahead and flip that back on. So that's pretty much it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, a huge shout out to Nooie for sending these smart bulbs out for me to review for you guys. I really appreciate it. And again, be sure to check the link in the description for the links to purchase these products. And if I do get my promo code in time by the time I upload this video, or if I get it after the fact, whatever the case, the promo code will be down below. I believe it's 10 or 15% off. I'm not 100% sure, don't quote me on that. But any information that I have will be in the description or the pinned comment comment of this video. So again, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Share this video with your friends. Be sure to follow me on Instagram. That link's also in the description down below. I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here. So as always, guys, stay tuned for more. And I'll see you guys next time.